Good afternoon, YouTube. My name is Jonathan. You pretty much know me for making some videos about quality. Well, this is gonna be the last video on quality because, as some those that have trucks with quality know, starting September the 1st, for those that are not in the know, quality is gonna raise their prices about $200 a week on their trucks for maintenance. And Phil, it's good to see you. And the reason why I wanted to post this is because of the fact that to give you a heads up of what's going on. As you know, Celadon, one of the parent companies of quality companies, were caught with their pants down, basically fudging numbers or cooking books, or basically bottom line misrepresenting numbers of their accounting figures. So as a result, they have showed money that they didn't have. So as a result, their stock dropped and they were on the verge of being bankrupt. Of course, they got some money from Bank of America to help bail them out. But what does this mean for quality? Well, basically, quality is kind of saying they're distancing themselves from Celadon, but they still got to recoup money because a lot of these trucks that they have are still listed as Celadon assets. So what they tried to do was, anybody who already had a quality truck, they were trying to go to their carriers and get them to increase the rate on $200 a week on their trucks. And also, if you were behind on your payments, they were going to ask the carriers to automatically deduct an additional 50% of your payment out of your paychecks and settlements. So that meant that you would be making 1.5 payments until you caught up. So, for example, if you had a $400 a week payment, that means your payment was going to be $600 a week until caught up. But after September the 1st, you add an extra $200. So if you was behind and the payment, that means you'll be paying $800 a week on a $400 truck. If you had a $695 weekly payment, that meant you're gonna pay additional $347.50 on your payment if you're behind, plus another $200. Well, some companies said no to this. The company I'm currently at said no to this, and that is Specialized Transportation Incorporated out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is known as STI. So September the 1st, STI would no longer take quality trucks. And I was blessed to get on when I had, because of the fact that they had struck a deal with quality where, well, we get grandfathered in on the old contract, so we don't have to pay the extra $200 a month. However, being that with my previous company, I had got behind, and so I'm just paying the extra 50% to get current. And why am I doing that? Well, one, it was something I agreed to in order to come over to STI, because if I had stayed at my previous company, yeah, some of those guys that was talking all that smack and junk, they would have been right. I would have had to turn in my truck. But it wasn't because I didn't have any business sense. It's because of the fact that I knew I couldn't make money there. And had I stayed, I wouldn't have been making any money. I would have been turned back in my truck. And this is where you got to see, if you know you're in a situation where it's not working for you. Now, they were telling me, oh yeah, I was hitting the numbers that they wanted me to hit, but I wasn't hitting my numbers. And see, that's the difference. When you think about telling them, hey, you ain't hitting your targets, they're looking at their target and saying, oh yeah, you're making the money that they want you to make, but But the thing is, where you're making the money, as I said in previous videos, where you're making the money that you expected to make. Because remember, at the end of the day, it ain't about making them money, because now you're running the business if you're on operator, and you got to take care of your business. So, in doing that, you got to know how much your truck payment is, how much the fuel costs, how much for maintenance, your tires, your brakes, maintain all that, plus what you need to take care of at home. How much does your monthly bills break down to in a week? Your rent. How much that, all your bills add up and divided by 4 or 5 weeks, and how much you need to make. Or better yet, to get a more accurate breakdown, multiply your monthly bills by 12, and then turn around and divide them by 52 weeks in a year, 12 months in a year. Therefore, you get a more accurate weekly breakdown. So in that regard, it's those are your figures. I saw that some of you guys had some questions. I'll try to get to those afterwards, but they're really not pertaining to this video. But I'll be happy to answer your questions. Go back to the point I was saying, well, again, with this being my last video on quality, is that it's, at this point, I can't really tell you anymore about taking your truck to the company I'm at, because, like I said, after September the 1st, they're no longer going to accept quality trucks, and since they already did the last orientation they're going to have for this month, that means the door is already closed. However, if you do have a truck leased on that's not quality, and you're looking to make a jump, like say if you're paying your own lease, this company is a good company to come to. I will elaborate more of that in the future, because of the fact that, like, I'm still technically in my first month here, so I don't want to fluff up things and say. I mean, right now for me, everything is far better than where I was. However, I know that 1 month is not a good indicator to say, okay, that's the reason why you should come over here, because you're gonna have a good months, you're gonna have bad months. So I got to find out what the highs and the lows are, so I can honestly share them with you, so you can make an informed decision. So, I mean, yeah, like I said in previous videos, this is the honeymoon phase. Everything is looking shiny, everything is looking gorgeous, everything is looking pretty, and so far, I mean, compared to my previous company, I can say that everything is pretty, so I just want to, I'm hoping it doesn't wear off, but with time, sometimes it wears off, either because you done got your standards done got higher, so now you're looking for something different, or or it gets bad, and now the truth comes out. But I mean, so far, I can say, based on what other drivers have told me, and these are drivers that I actually spoken to. There's drivers that's been over here 10, 15, 20. One guy had 25 years in here at STI. Now, you're like, how is that, Jonathan? Well, the history of STI is they were originally part of North American Van Lines. Yes, the moving and storage company. They were their high value product and electronics division. North American at one point got bought out by, well, here's the history of North American Van Lines. North American Van Lines, believe it or not, was originally part of Pepsi. I don't know how they made it, but anyway, Pepsi sold them off, and an investment group bought North American Van Lines. Okay, North American Van Lines then, after a few years, decided they wanted to sell the high value product division. So the agents for North American Van Lines decided that they would buy that division from the investment group, and they formed Specialized Transportation Incorporated. After a while, the agents, it was like it was making money for them, but it won't making money for them. So they decided to put it up for sale. And CRST decided to buy Specialized Transportation Incorporated. So so you see our trucks out there, there'll be like STI Delivers, or you'll see CRST. Then underneath it'll say Specialized Transportation. That's us. We are not, and I emphasize this because we are not a part of CRST. We're basically CRST in name only. We're a separate division. We're operated out of Fort Wayne, Indiana versus Cedar Rapids, Iowa. My pay stub so far still show North American Van Lines. Doesn't show CRST on it at all. So basically, it's CRST just pretty much find a way to make a little money off the business. Keep, I ain't saying that STI keeping them afloat because CRST is a big company, but it just makes a bigger portfolio for them. Now, getting to some of your questions, how long I have my CDL? I had my CDL since 2013, so now early 2013. So that's will put me 4 years in, going on 5. Do they hire students? No, STI do not hire students. They are strictly owner-operator company, meaning you have to have your own. You got to own your own truck to come here, or making payments on your own truck to come to STI. In addition to that, you have to have at least a year's experience, and you got to have some winter driving experience as well, which is why they emphasize a year. What else? If you decided, if I were to do team, which if I were to do team, me personally, I probably would do it with my wife, which she's not really feeling trucking, so team thing for me probably won't matter. But if you were to get with a driver that's looking for teams, then you would just have to have 3 months experience, because then he'd be the primary driver and you'd be driving under him. Some other things about STI I found out, they do offer an insurance package, health insurance package, for drivers. Of course, you're still paying for it because you're owner operator. But I'm still looking into more details of that, because I'm trying to see if my doctor is listed as part of their network. So if they are, I probably will get it. Other things, they charge $20 a week for the Qualcomm. Base plates, they just charge nothing. They charge you about around $50 a week until the base plates are paid for. My previous company charged $90 a week for the first year, and then $45 a week after that. So now I'm keeping more of that money in my pocket. Now what stands out to me about STI? STI is not a freight company; they're a logistics company. So you don't make your money on the miles here at STI. You make your money on the handling. You do touch freight. You might not touch it all the time, but you will be in a situation where you touch freight. We do blanket wrap over here, where we actually use blankets to protect the product. strap down loads. There are many divisions in STI, and I would say the closest division to what most other truck companies do, which pay by the mile, is the network support. And network support, basically, you're picking up a trailer from one of SCI distribution centers going to another SCI affiliated distribution center, and you don't touch the freight. You drop it and hooking, and that's all you're doing. For that, they pay 90 cents a mile for your They pay drivers 9 cents a mile. I'm in the truckload division. Now, truckload division pay less than the miles. They pay 61 cents empty. They pay 88 cents loaded. You get if you're a solo driver, you get a 4-cent safety bonus. You get a 6-cent safety bonus if you drive teams. The team rates are a little bit higher. But since I'm not a team driver, I really don't focus on that. Now here's what the difference. Like I said, with SCI, you're more hands-on with loads and so forth. So anytime I pick up a load at a customer, and it's a live load, STI pays me $144 for backing in the dock for anything up to 24,000 pounds. That's 144 getting live load, 144 live unload. So if I get one of those loads where it's all live load, that's an extra $288 in my pocket if it's one stop. If it's got multiple stops on it, they pay you for the extra stop, which I forgot the number because I only had one load that had an extra stop that I've done so far. But each time I'm back in the dock, up for anything up to 24,000 pounds, that's $144. Dropping hooks, picking up loaded trailer and dropping it empty, $45. Picking up an empty trailer and dropping a loaded trailer, $45. Lift gate, because some of my customers require that we have a lift gate. The lift gate, they increase that. You go from $144 to I think $203 on a live unload. Lift gates, most of the time there are dropping hook pickups and a lift gate at the delivery. So they pay more at delivery, $203 versus the $144. Then also, SCI has a division called Exhibits. Exhibits is basically where you go into convention centers, theaters, museums. Your loads are more in that division. You will be doing a live load and live unload. I forgot what their rate is for, but it's a little bit more because you're doing more hands-on. Then also they have a general service division. Now, general service division is beyond the truck. With truckload, we all our work is inside the trailer, tailgating to the end of the trailer, and once the load is off the truck, we don't touch it. We have nothing else to do with it. Because if in that event, if we had to touch it or do anything with it, we had to get authorization and approval, and which then the customer will bill at an hourly rate of, I think, maybe like $84 an hour at that point. So most of the time the customers do it themselves. Now, general services, that's a whole lot different. In general services, you're loading your trailer, you're unloading your trailer, and you putting the product where the customer asks you to place it. You get paid less cents per mile. but you get paid even more on the handling side. And I have talked to many drivers that are in general services, and most of them, after their expenses and so forth, end up bringing home, they say, this is their words, not mine, they bring home $4,000 a week. That's general services. Okay, now after being in general services, you have an option to go into our next two divisions, which is medical and climate control. Medical, that's pretty much self-explanatory medical equipment. That's the highest tier that you can get into as a solo driver. I have yet to speak to a driver that's in that division. But from what other drivers have been told, from those drivers in those divisions can make up to $7,000 a week after all expenses taken home. And then there's finally climate control. Now, climate control is handling pretty much very expensive artwork, expensive museum pieces and stuff like that. I spoke to one driver that actually spoke to a driver that was in climate control, and he his co-driver, because that's the teams, decided to get his own truck. So he's looking for a driver. But what he told me was that when he was in general services, he made $4,000. As soon as he got in climate control, his take-home pay went up to $8,000 a week. So there's money to be made here at STI. The thing is, you gotta get your own truck and you gotta get the experience. They do finance lease trucks through Lincoln Sales, which is CRST trucks. I'm not going to say anything about Lincoln Sales and CRST because I don't have a truck. I never dealt with them. I can't say they're good. I can't say they're bad. All I know is that those are CRST trucks. And from my understanding of it, SCI has an option where it's either the first year or, you know what, I'm not even going to mention, I'm going to just say, again, it's hearsay, that those leases, they pay for your maintenance, cover your maintenance while you're making your payments. They make your payments, so they can. But of course, like I said, I don't know much about it, so I'm not really going. So don't take my word for it. But let's get into some questions here. J.C. Black said, so I can take my truck to any other company and work since I'm owner op. No, when you with quality, you have to work with a company that they approve. They're approving more companies each and every day. Bottom line, for a carrier to get approved with quality, they basically got to agree to take payments out of your settlement and pay them. That's basically all. If the company agrees to do that, they make the payment on your behalf by taking out your paycheck. That's what then quality will pretty much accept them as a carrier. The last question: am I on Facebook? Philip, yes, I'm on Facebook, but my Facebook page has nothing to do with trucking. I I'm pretty much there just communicating with friends and family, and but yeah, I do have a Facebook page. I might start one with my business name and so forth. But I'm waiting to do some other stuff first before I make that move. Now, as far as trucking, with the right company, you can make some money. If you're looking to start out, as I said before, the starter companies are USA Truck, US Express, Schneider, Warner, Swift, who else? Covenant Transport. Trying to remember some other names. Stevens Transport. I think Millis also takes students. CR England takes students. Prime takes students. USA Truck takes students. JB Hunt used to take students, I believe, but I think they either quit taking students or they only take students from certain schools. So you might have to talk with them to get an update on that. Epps out of Greensboro, North Carolina, they take certain students. Particularly, I know for certain if you're in North Carolina, if you want to get on with Epps, you would have to look at going to school at Johnston Community College in Smithfield, North Carolina. Now, while I'm at it, there's also a program out there. You know how most of these schools talk about tuition and getting the trucking companies where you stay a year and they finance your finance if you stay there a year. If you meet certain criteria, basically, bottom line is if you're getting food stamps, there is a act that was put in called WIA, which stands for Workforce Investment Act, where if you have a certain income, the federal government will pay for you to go to CDL school. You don't have to pay this money back, and you can get on with a company. Now the catch with that is, if you take that grant, you don't get tuition reimbursement with the company, but you don't have to stay a year with that company either because the government paid for it. And I did go that route. I still did a year and a half with USA Truck. USA. When I was young and dumb and blind to the game, I felt like USA Truck was the best place on earth. But as I started to learn and my eyes began to open and see some things, it wasn't all that great. And this is my personal experience. I know some people had different experiences with USA Truck, so I'm not going to necessarily bash them per se, because, like, again, everybody's experience is different. I know that what kind of frustrated me was that every time they put me on a 1,000-mile run, they put me on a new fleet, and as a result, when I was in doing the new fleets, I would start back at the bottom. So I got frustrated with that after a while. Trans Am is out of Olathe, Kansas. I heard a mixed bag of results about them. So, and again, your experience may be different. Your experience may be what some people have said. I believe that all their trucks are automatics. Which a lot of you new drivers like, but I'm against automatics, and here's the reason why I'm against automatics. One, automatics. The only reason why most truck companies getting automatics is for the fuel economy, fuel efficiency, and they had their advantages in city traffic. But where I have a problem with them in automatic trucks is when you're at max gross, when your truck is weighing 80,000 pounds, your load and you in the truck at max 80,000, and you're going down one of these steep mountains. Say you're going down Fancy Gap on 77 Virginia, or some of the Rocky Mountains out west. If you're in a low enough gear, and you got your RPMs pushing real high, the automatic truck will then bump you up in this gear. And if you ain't got control, or if you ain't comfortable with that, and you're not if you're not stabbing your brakes and to keep your speed under control, within your control, you pretty much will have a runaway truck on your hands, and that's not a good sign. Also, a lot of the schools now moving over to automatic trucks, which I am against, because it limits your experience of what companies you can go to. Because I'm pretty sure the better paying companies, their trucks are sticks. The better paying companies, in my opinion, are not going to have automatic transmission trucks. Because one, the better paying companies are going to have veteran drivers, and they know about safety. So in that regard, it's better get a stick. Let's see, next question. Well, and also in trucking, like they say, in the trucking industry, just like most companies, any company, you're going to always hear something bad about a company. You might not hear much good about a company. So I would put it this way: all companies have their crap about them. I'm sure even my company might have some crap about them, but I don't know about it yet, or I haven't come across it yet. But the bottom line is, no matter where it's trucking or fast food restaurant, if you're flipping burgers for a living, or every company has some crap about them. And it boils down to what crap can you put up with. In some cases, if you're making enough money, you probably could care less about the crap. Just like the NFL teams, or sports teams, you might have issues, but winning solves the problems. Cures all, So it's the same thing in trucking. You might deal with a bad situation, but if you're being paid enough money, or if you get home as much as you want to, you might tend to ignore the issues that's going on with the company. So I hope I was able to be of help. I probably might do some more videos at some point on things that I'm experiencing. I might even, I'm kind of more leaning towards thinking about just getting some dash cameras put in my truck, and just, I guess, let y'all ride along live with me. I'm not sure about that, but as far as I feel like all the topics in trucking are pretty much being covered by a lot of other drivers, and my take I feel like my take is not going to make or break the argument in one way or another. I mean, of course, if you got a question and enough of you ask the same question, I might do a video on it. But there's some other people that you can check out. Like I say, Casanova 601. You know, I admire his work. He ain't done no new videos lately because of the trucker beef that went on for a while, like I think last year, whatnot. From what I saw on YouTube, and I look at it, it's a doggone shame that that you know some people get jealous of someone that's helping. Because I mean, if we could have people that help and not lie to us and help us make better informed decisions, I think we will do better in this industry. You know, this industry used to be, the truckers used to be a camaraderie, a brotherhood. Even if you were slightly prejudiced towards one race or another, the fact that y'all was truckers kind of pushed that issue to the side. But now that's kind of like a dying trend in and of itself now. But there's some things that's still good from the old days, like CB radios. CB radios, if you keep it on, yeah, you're gonna hear some people talking all stupid nonsense. But if you got it on and someone broadcasting, they can tell you pretty much the avoided area because of an accident well before you get on, before it's too late. Because I think even Google Maps, you know, it probably won't even alert you and tell you like 2 miles from the accident. On top of it, maybe 10 miles out if the traffic had pretty much it was causing like a 10-mile backup, maybe you know. But if you're running smoothly, Google Maps ain't gonna tell you, hey, there's an accident up ahead, until you're already aware of it. So CB radios, if you got it nicely set up right, you probably can get at least a 5 mile heads up, you know, on the situation. So basically, that's all I got to say about quality. That's about questions that y'all have. I hope I was able to answer, and I wish y'all the best. If you got some questions, shoot me an email or leave a comments, and you know, leave me a comments, and definitely try to answer to the best of my ability. And if I see you or you see me in passing, since you know my face, just say hello. I'll be glad to say hi, shake your hand, you know. And if I can be a help as far as sharing knowledge, I'll share what I know. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I don't know everything, but what I do know, I will gladly share. So, I mean, because the reason why I say that is because I wanted the same thing. I want to know everything that was when I got into it, so I can admit, if it can help you avoid the pitfalls, and if it can help you get a leg up somewhere, why not help a lend a hand? So thanks, YouTube. You've been great, and until next time, take care.